Let me show you how to do your everyday base routine without using foundation. Number one is to use a very creamy concealer that you can blend out. I'm using the OG Nars Radiant Creamy. This is the best. When I was a makeup artist, this was in my kit in every shade you can think of. This formula just worked for everyone. I'm using the shade Custard if you're curious. I just like to apply this generously under my eyes, around my laugh lines, and then just like the center of my face just to highlight it a bit. Now that I have this on, I'm going to use a kabuki brush to really blend and buff this in place. This is the Persona Base and Conceal brush. Using the larger side, the base side, to really buff this in. As I'm buffing this in, as you can see, I'm kind of dragging it down a bit as well. If I need to get into the inner corners, I switch my brush. This just looks so flawless to me. I do not need foundation. Next, you're gonna need a really creamy bronzer. I'm using the Persona Dreamstick in Dune. I love how warm this is, as you can see, and I like to apply this on the high points of my cheeks and where the sun would typically hit. I formulated this myself, by the way, and I went pretty warm because I personally love when a bronzer is nice and warm because you just look really tanned. I also apply a little bit on my jawline. It's not necessarily for contouring purposes, although it kind of does that. It's more to give this part of my face a little bit of color. Now that this is on, just blend it upwards. Obviously, this blends like a dream. As you can see, it's super, super easy and creamy. The tip is for this area to really blend it upwards. This area, you want to blend it down. The blush part obviously changes every time because I'm in a different blush mood every day. I'm gonna go in with the Dreamstick in Georgia, and these layer perfectly together, so I'm gonna go ahead and layer it. I like to apply it again on the high points of my cheeks, maybe even slightly above where I put the bronzer, because this just again lifts the face, especially if you're in your 30s. I feel like this is a really great place to place your blush and bronzer. I want to just blend it upwards. Can't forget about brushing the brows. Finishing with a lip balm. As you can see, my skin is glowing because all of the products I used were nice and creamy, perfect for textured skin. And that's it. A super easy 3-step, no foundation base routine.